Good morning, it's time for some Daggerfall Unity Science. We have a brand new character here, Dave Warrior, the Nord, back in Privateer's Hold. And we want to find out a few things. Well, one thing in particular. We have some fairly average starting stats. Everything is around the 50-60 mark. Speed is pretty slow. Agility is average. Strength is average. Our long blade is 55%. This is the standard warrior class. And yeah, it's about as default as we can get. And what we want to do is we want to see the age-old question: is Daggerfall Unity easier or more difficult or the same with regard to arresting? So we took care of that rat pretty easily. There's no need to take these things. If we try to arrest, there are enemies here. This is fairly normal. The bat again was pretty easy. And we can rest now. So let's see if we want to rest for, we just want to say for a while. And we'll do it in periods of, let's just say in periods of 10. Rest for 10 hours. Okay, so somebody came. It's a bear. We killed the bear, but we have been hurt. So let's rest again. I guess we should stick with 10, right? It's a control. Okay, so our critical strike has improved, but nobody came. So let's just see what happens if we rest for another 10 hours. Somebody came pretty quickly. I'm not used to having such terrible slow speed. So we took care of the rogue. Let's see what he has. Ooh, Elven battle axe. I'm not gonna equip any armor. I think we got given the Daikatana in the introduction questions. So let's see what happens if we rest for another 10 hours. Well, that's fine. We've recovered completely. So let's rest for another 10 hours. So somebody's come again. So that was a warrior. Oh dear, here comes the here comes the imp. We don't have any spells because we're a warrior. I don't know why I'm checking this. The warrior does seem a fairly tough opponent. So we took care of the imp with a bit of dodging backwards and forwards, but we are almost dead, and it looks like our torches are going to die soon. Let's equip a new one, and let's rest for another 10 hours. Now we have killed the imp. Well, we have another we have another human enemy. Okay, that rogue is dead. Let's rest another 10 hours. Well, everything's fine. Let's have a quick check in here. Ooh, a book worth 638 gold. So this is quite a nice quite a nice start if you can get out of the dungeon. So let's rest again. Okay. Well, let's try another 10 hours, see what happens. Okay, we have somebody. We have another bear. He went down pretty easy. And let's rest for another 10 hours. Again, we have another, looks like another rogue. Hello? Ah! Okay, we took care of the rogue. They have some nice equipment. And now we're going to rest for another 10 hours. Well, here comes a rat. And finally, for the this section, another 10 hours. Okay, nobody came. So I would imagine that this particular part of Privateer's Hold is a location where people will be very likely to rest. Probably you'll get hit by the rat, maybe you'll take a hit from the bat or the imp. There's a reasonably high chance that you're going to try to rest somewhere around here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think 8 spawned monsters, not including the imp and the bat. So I think there were a few times when we rested for 10 hours solid, but there were quite a few times when we got hit. I will go back and check the statistics in a moment, but that's going to be the Daggerfall Unity baseline right there. So now it's time to see if we can fire up classic vanilla DOSBox Daggerfall. Well, the technical aspects of recording DOSBox have completely eluded me, because I'm fairly certain now that yeah, we're going to have classic Daggerfall recorded in a tiny corner of the screen, but I don't have infinite time. I can't solve everything immediately, and this is already taking too long. So we're just going to have to live with it being very small. But the important thing is that on my main screen it is full screen. So we just need to do the same things that we did before. I miss mouse wheel scrolling. We want to be a warrior. We want to choose the same things that we chose last time, I think. I think it's all no, Daikatana, yeah. That's how we got that. Staying awake and alert. Money, giants, more money, long blade, a warrior. I think that reputation doesn't matter. So, Dave, warrior. Here we go. Okay, yeah, I think that's the same face. Well, this strength is a bit too high. Let's I suppose it doesn't particularly matter, does it? Our stats and our attributes can't possibly affect if things spawn or not. No, they can't. So I'm not gonna. I was gonna try and make this the same as the Daggerfall Unity character, but I don't think it's necessary. So interesting. I think last time I had a lot more points here to spend, because the long blade was 55% and now we're only 49. Interesting. None of this is irrelevant. I wonder what controls the bonus points you get. Okay, my god, it's unpleasant. I can't remember how anything works. how... Well, inventory is still F6, okay. What are these things? I think that is the steel... Yeah, the steel Daikatana. It's awful. Well, so... Then you have to do the old, the mouse dragging, clicking thing. It's truly abysmal. What we should do is we should save this. Hey, there's old things. Let's save it here. Under test. Because I imagine that... Oh, hello. It's awfully loud, but I don't know how to... Wait a minute, here we go. Yes, music is at maximum. Let's not have music at maximum. Okay. Let's see if we can take care of this rat. Well, even better than before. We have a map. Reveals the secret location of the unnaturally cave. Well, I don't remember ever seeing that before in Daggerfall. It is possible to look up. Yeah, so everything happens at the end of this corridor. You are being gentle and not killing me. So we've taken care of the bat. We haven't even been damaged. So despite we did turn the reflexes down, that is true. So now I think this is where we start our resting testing. Rest for a while. 10. We can't use the number pad, can you? Of course. Rest for 10 hours. Well, we wake up and nothing happened. Let's rest for another 10 hours. And again, nothing happens. Let's try another 10 hours. Right, let's try one more. It's starting to seem a bit definitive. Let's just do one last one before we move in on the imp. Okay, so Imp just died. I think he killed himself. It's not really clear to me what happened there. Gold's a bit harsh, so let's just see what happens if we rest for 10 hours now. Well, our medical skill improved, even though I don't think we ever got damaged, did we? So he died. What about now? It does seem that nobody wants to attack us whilst we're sleeping. Interesting, isn't it? Let us continue further into the dungeon. So, why don't you damage me? Okay, that's enough. It's certainly quite easy to kill them, and look, we've got some decent equipment here. I've accidentally equipped some... Oh, the interface is awful. So, Yeah, let's try resting now. Again, 10 hours. Recovering fine. No problem. Another 10 hours. Still no problems. Well, seems to have... I don't think anybody's actually come, have they? No, we haven't had a single monster come to find us. Now here's the next bat. Well, have a go. If you think you can. I don't know. Oh, I seem to be stuck in the bat. Okay, well we know that the archer is on the other side of this door, so let's see. Well, we can still rest. No problem at all. Nobody is spawning. This is actually weird because surely somebody should come sometime. I don't think our medical skill should be going up. Well, let's go and take care of the archer, and then that will be the end. Again, not much of a problem. Where are you? There are enemies nearby, so now we're not even allowed to rest. They're still nearby. So even though before... Okay, we can rest now. It just does not want to interrupt me. I kind of think that this particular test has gone a bit... this must be the edgiest of edge cases. In fact, I'm so unconvinced of it that we're going to load again and see if the same thing happens again. So we just killed the rat. There are enemies nearby. That's true. He's dead. We did take a little bit of damage from somebody. Rest for a while, 10 hours. Which is strange because the imp is just inside this room. Yeah. I don't know how I found this so difficult when I played this when I was a wee nipper. In my late teens. Imp, no problem at all. Rest for a while. Okay, finally somebody came. Where are you? Are you out here? Oh. Somebody came, but they're not even here. My stealth skill has improved. Thank God this game is broken. How strange. Right, there should be no excuses for anybody to have ever died in Privateer's Hold in vanilla Daggerfall. There are enemies nearby, of course. Very close by, but not close enough, it seems. Okay, this will be the last rest. Okay. It seems everybody's come now. Well, you look like a warrior, so the choice of enemies seems fairly consistent. Ooh, we even picked up a magic Iron Tanto. How exciting. And then, yeah, everything's fine. So, now it's time to stop this nonsense and to draw some conclusions based on the data that we have captured. How exciting. So, we're back in good old Daggerfall Unity. Oh, it's so much better and nicer. So what is the conclusions then? Well, previously in Daggerfall Unity, we rested 12 times. I went back and counted to make sure it was correct. We rested 12 times and we encountered a bear, a rogue, a warrior, a rogue, a bear, a rogue, and a rat. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we had 7 encounters out of 12 rests. That means that we had an encounter rate of just over 58%. 58.3% if my Excel skills aren't failing me now. Yeah, now you know that the imp is there, don't you? Somehow you've detected that. I'm not pretending that this is in any way definitive. Ah, yeah, the book. Anyway. Yeah, you really don't want me to rest at all. Come on. Let's see what happens. I'm getting distracted. Everything was fine then. Yes, so in tiny Daggerfall Vanilla Classic, in the end, it wasn't exactly an equivalent comparison. In the end, we rested 22 times. I think I counted that correctly. I might have been off by 1. But we rested 22 times in total, and nobody came at all until right at the end, when an archer and a warrior came. And I'm going to assume that there was one time when it said that a monster had arrived, but we couldn't find him. So I'm going to assume that that encounter did indeed that counts basically. So of the 22 encounters, 2 of them spawned a monster. So 2 out of 22, as everybody knows of course, is a little over 9%, 9.1%. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean very much because it was a very, very small sample size. But I would say that it's definitely I said I can't say anything definitive, so I can't say that definitely. But yeah, the encounter rate in Daggerfall Unity, in this particular corner of this particular part of Privateer's Hold, seems to give you a lot more encounters. But I would not be surprised if the classic behavior was just some weird... I mean, it's difficult to argue against the evidence that's been collected, but yeah, 2 encounters out of 22 rests. That just seems like it's not normal, not standard. But so there you go. I haven't deliberately made this video last half an hour, but I think it has ended like that. Yeah, so I don't have a particularly I don't have a final opinion on this question except to present this minor bit of evidence. I think the spawn rate in Daggerfall Unity is fine as it is. I think the Privateer's Hold is not a problem, everything's fine. And based on this experience, Classic is far too easy. So, yeah, I think more evidence would be needed. But I'm not going to provide the evidence because I've done my bit. So, anyway, I think I'm going to have to go back and edit some of the dross out of this, aren't I? Such as including that sentence there. So, do take care, stay safe, and as always, I bid thee adios, farewell.